Okay, Karna, please carry on. Karna, start, ma.
డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అందరు ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వెబినార్ అడగండి. ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయకండి ప్లీజ్. మళ్ళీ మీటింగ్ కి కొద్దిగా డిస్టర్బ్ వస్తుంది. సో
Rakesh sir, please.
Yes.
Please address the gathering, sir. The Karna is something a signal problem. Monisha.
Okay, right. So, respected Secretary and Correspondent Sri Nannapneni Sudhakar Garu, CEO Sri Nannapneni Bhaskar Garu, Academic Director Srimati Nannapneni Bhagyalakshmi Garu, today's Chief Guest and Resource Person Dr. M. Rajareddy Garu, retired scientist from ISRO Bangalore, and supporting and cooperating with the help of Bharati Script and also Vijay Baba Trust. We are organizing a webinar on prospects of ECE and also the teaching staff of NVR College and my dear participants. A very good morning and warm welcome to every one of you to the webinar on prospects of electronics and communication engineers. So here I want to say one thing, the ability of ECE students, which is to switch between hardware and software fields. So the most important benefit of electronics and communication branch or engineers provides you as some freedom. So due to that freedom, what happens means the ECE students to drift between hardware and software fields. Furthermore, this is also a reason that a lot of industries choose to prefer electronics and communication engineers over the other engineers. Of course, the 4 years degree of students, those during the 4 years of electronics and communication engineering, the students gain more knowledge of both the hardware and software aspects. So here we have a lot of opportunities in different fields of study areas like embedded systems, VLSI design, wireless communication, robotics, digital image processing, analog and digital electronics, Internet of Things, and more fields. Of course, we have more opportunities for electronics and communication engineers. Other engineers or the other engineers. So here we have both private sector as well as government sector. Lot of opportunities are there for the electronics and communication students as well as electronics and communication engineers. Of course, this is what in this webinar our resource person, which gives more information regarding ECE engineers, that means electronics and communication engineers, like opportunities or career guidance, what are the job opportunities are there in industrial oriented in addition to software. Okay, so that is very useful for our electronics and communication engineers. Thank you. And also I am very much thankful to Vijay Bhava Trust to give the live stream, YouTube live stream. And also with the help of Bharati Script, we are conducting this webinar. And also once again, thanks to Bharati Trust as well as Vijay Bhava Trust. Thank you very much. Girdhar Garu, go ahead.
Yeah, Amala ma'am, you want to add any point, ma'am? You want to address the gathering? Please, Amala ma'am. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay. Good morning to all the students and participants. And I request to Maunisha to tell, to invite our the chief guest. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Maunisha, please carry on. Maunisha.
Good morning to each one of you present here today. I hope all are doing good. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Maunisha. I'm a final year student of NVR College of Engineering and Technology from ECE department. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to heartily welcome the guests and all the participants who are gathered here to attend this webinar on prospects of ECE. The agenda of webinar is the importance of ECE engineers, research orientation of electronics and communication, and job opportunities. On behalf of the college, I feel extremely honored to address the chief guest of the webinar on prospects of ECE to enlighten us with approaches to deal with the problems of tomorrow. Mr. M. Rajareddy sir joined as scientist at
Please raise your hand, ma. I will unmute you. Please raise your hand. Maunisha. No. Yeah, you can. Continue, ma. Please continue.
Good morning to each one of you present here today. I hope all are doing good. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Maunisha. I'm a final year student of NVR College of Engineering and Technology from ECE department. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to heartily welcome the guests and all the participants who are gathered here to attend this webinar on prospects of ECE. The agenda of the webinar is importance of ECE engineers, research orientation of electronics and communication, and job opportunities. On behalf of the college, I feel extremely honored to address the chief guest of the webinar on prospects of ECE, Mr. M. Rajareddy sir. Mr. M. Rajareddy sir joined as scientist at UR Satellite Center, Bangalore in 1986 after finishing his PhD from Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati. He worked in Power Systems Group of Satellite Center and involved in design development, manufacturing, testing of power systems for 35 satellites. He worked as project engineer manager and deputy project director for various satellites. He moved to Applied Materials as deputy director and later worked as senior scientist at GE Global Research Center. He also worked as chief technology officer at Aurum Renewable Energy System in Mumbai. He visited US, Europe, Middle East, China, Taiwan, etc. on business meets. He worked as visiting scientist for 1 year at Europe Research and Technology Center, the Netherlands. He wrote technical papers and published in journals and conferences. He also worked as editorial board member for peer-reviewed journals. He guided PhD, PG, and UG projects. Presently, he is working as freelance consultant for autonomous electric vehicle design. Now I welcome Mr. M. Rajareddy sir to enlighten us about prospects of ECE and provide us with approaches to deal with the problems of tomorrow. Thank you for giving me this great opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Monisha. Thank you, Monisha. Sir, we taken a short time, sir. Sorry, I think it's taken more than 10 minutes about your introduction. So I am very, very glad to meet you, sir. So over to you, Rajareddy garu. Very glad to meet you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you.
Sir, you can start. Vikram garu, can we start, sir? Yes, sir. You can start, sir. Over to you, sir.
You can see my slides.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good morning, my dear young friends, faculty members. First, let me thank Professor M. Rajesh for giving me opportunity to speak, and Mr. Vikram Kumar to connect with the engineering colleges. Maybe I will do both. I will speak sometimes. Telugu also switch to English. Maybe 80% English and 20% in Telugu. Is it okay? There is a lot of background noise.
I muted also. I muted also. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Go ahead. So the electronics communication engineering. Maybe ISRO lo cheyna and work చేసేటప్పుడు చాలా ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో విజిట్ చేశాము. We used to talk, we used to discuss, we used to do the seminars and even the conferences, keynotes also. Whenever we used to meet the young engineers like you, I used to ask many people why you have chosen this particular branch of the subject and what motivated you to study. But many people, they don't have the answer. What I feel is that it is your main responsibility to understand what is the subject that you are studying, what are your interests, why you have chosen this particular subject, what will be your dreams. ఎప్పుడైతే ఈయనకు ఆ పక్క నుంచి ఆన్సర్ రావలేదు, మనం ఎందుకు వాళ్ళకి చెప్పడం లేదు అంటే, జనరల్గా ఇంటర్మీడియట్ అయిపోయేసి వెన్ యూ జాయిన్ ఫర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ లో చేరినప్పుడు మీకు అవగాహన ఉంటుంది సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటి, అది ఎందుకు చదవాలి అంటే. ఇక్కడ టోటల్ గా డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంది. ఈ అవగాహనలో ఎలా ఉంటే, మనం చదివే సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటి, మనం ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నాము, దీనికి ఏంటి అంటే మన ఫోర్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉందా, లేకుంటే మనకు ఎక్కడ జాబ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎలాంటి జాబ్ కావాలనేది చాలా మంది క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్. సో దట్ వాజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ the initiation point where I prepared this, and I worked very small time for academia also, as a dean academics, as a principal, as a director for engineering college. I used to meet a lot of young people. I also used to take the classes. But when I go there, that one I have learned a lot. I thought that some of the things that I can share now. So this electronics communication engineering is one of the good subject in engineering branches, where you have a lot of opportunities. Of late in India also, you have the many companies that are operating and recruiting the electronics and communication engineering. Actually, I have two kids, a son and daughter, both studied electronics communication. So I love this electronics communication engineering because I did my PhD also in semiconductor devices. So I have a lot of inclination for electronics communication. So maybe today we want maybe scroll through some of the topics that what I want to cover. Why you choose the engineering, why to study electronics communication engineering, what you learn. Our object is mainly studying all these 4 years and spending your 4 years time and working a lot. You look for a good career, good job actually in the industry. Where you find a career, who are your employers? So generally, ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉన్నారు, ఏంటి, ఏ కంపెనీలో మనకు కావాల్సిన ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ కంపెనీలో ఉద్యోగాలు రావాలంటే మన దగ్గర ఏముండాలి అంటే, మన దగ్గర ఉండే స్కిల్ సెట్స్ ఏంటి, హార్డ్ స్కిల్స్, సాఫ్ట్ స్కిల్స్ బోత్ టుగెదర్. So these hard skills, the soft skills, how to acquire 4 years time is a very good time that one where you can learn a lot of things. Maybe how you acquire this. The most of this curricula, whatever you have at the university, may not be sufficient to get your skill sets. What you have to do is you have to do beyond the curriculum. And then you have to have maybe some of the internships available for all of you electronic students in the industry. But many people, they don't know how to approach, how to get this internship. I will briefly cover that one, how you can do, what way that you can get the things. Some people may be interested to go for higher education, where you can have in higher education, various areas. So you have the Europe, you have the US, these two, and maybe Canada, Australia, China, Taiwan, many places that one where you can really do your masters. In addition to India. In India also you have the good institutions like Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Technologies. But preferably I advise the students to go for outside and do their masters, because outside environment is totally different. Maybe the latter part of my discussion, I will share some of my experiences. So what is this engineering? Up to intermediate work, mathematics, science, and maybe physics and chemistry you have studied. In engineering, what you do is you use your skill sets, your science, mathematics, and chemistry background, and convert into a product, make a practical product which is useful for the society. So engineering is the science skill, option of acquiring and applying scientific, economic, social, and practical knowledge in order to design and also build structures, machines, devices, systems, materials, and processes. So what generally the engineer is, they have the imagination, the dream. So whatever they dream, they start thinking that one, how I can make my dream into the realization. Realization means putting into the product or practice. Once you realize the things that one, how you can implement the same thing in the society. Coming to reality, that means your dream, imagination, and your realization and your implementation, finally making the product to the society. Engineer creates what does not exist in the world. So you always look for the innovative areas and you look at the innovation where you make the new product. It makes the human life simpler. Engineers elevates the standard of living and adds to the comforts of life. Now you can see everybody uses the mobile phone. Easy to communicate wherever they are, whatever they are doing, irrespective of their education level, their understanding. Many villagers, they use the phone to communicate. This is actually the great, the talent of the engineers, what they have done, what they have transferred, what they are doing now is good. So this is the engineer's high privilege. You all are having a privilege to be an engineering community. Scientists dream about doing great things. Engineers do them. So generally the scientists, they think, they try to see, develop some theory, solve the problems. And the engineers, they use all these basic things and convert the basic knowledge into the product. So many people, generally, they think that why I have to do engineering. Now, of late, that the large number of students are not getting employed. They all are in the villages. Whenever they refer, oh, this fellow is an engineer like others. Why they are not getting the jobs? Where is the lack of? Is it a problem with the education system? Is it a problem with the student? Is it a problem with our learning attitudes? There are many. So the recent survey shows that close to the 94% of the students are not employed. Only the 6% are competent enough to get the job. That means when engineering colleges are developing or producing the manpower like students, 94% of the students are not having the real skill set to get the job. I will discuss maybe some other things. I don't want to go for deep into that. But the here is, you should be first to understand that what is your dream? Where are your dreams? What are your interests? How you can prepare yourself to get your dream job. So coming to the engineers having a lot of respect in the society because they develop the product, they solve some of the complex problems, they show the solution some of the difficulties. They are there in the part of the human life. So when you become engineer, you will have a question: what is the money that I will make? You can make big money. Depends upon your capability, your talent, your value addition to the company. Most of the engineers are motivated. So if you require maybe day morning to the day end, all the time should be motivated. Okay. మన ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఎలాగా కేంద్రీకృతం చేసేసి వర్క్ చేయాలనేది మోటివేషన్. సక్సెస్. If you sincerely attempt your work and you love the job, whatever you are doing, you are successful. Freedom. Freedom to think. Freedom to convert the thinking process into the product. Then the product is supposed to be useful to the society. It's supposed to be simpler, low cost, durable, and work for a long time. The wealth. Once you are making the good salary, automatically your wealth will increase. You will have the good house, the good car, maybe the good environment, good society. Because you have the money, you can spend it. The important thing is the knowledge. Human knowledge is a very great knowledge. We have a lot of computers, but they are not comparable with the human thinking. You think, you act. But no machine can think on their own unless you give the inputs. So human beings' knowledge is very high. And you have to continuously improve your knowledge. Knowledge is learning, understanding, doing. Excellence. Once you have an idea how you convert this work and do it. The excellence is that you take the job and you convert the product and test it and use it. That means you excel in your services. Self-esteem. Many people will have the self-esteem. Yes, I'm an engineer. I did something to society. I developed some product. So people may stay for the short time, but your work, your products will stay for longer time, lifelong. Maybe not only lifelong, the latter part also. So electronics communication engineering, there is a specialty for this particular branch. You generally, technically and scientifically discover the many of these things. You have a creative thinking. You work in professional environment where a lot of people, they compete together. You will have the job satisfaction because you solve a lot of complex problems. You also enjoy working in a challenging environment. Of course, you have plenty of opportunities, variety of career opportunities. By doing this, all the works that one, you can improve your intellectual benefits. Of course, all products, whatever you are doing, that is benefit to the society. Because society is the people where they use your product and pay for your services. The final part is the best salary. What do you mean the best salary? The companies, they assess what is the best that you can get and what is the value addition you bring. Accordingly, they decide what is the best salary that you get. I have put this slide to show that the many engineering students, when they join the engineering branch, a lot of questions in their mind. So you are at the cross junction. So you have the variety of the ways to do the things. So when you join, you may be dreaming something. You may not have the dreams also, but you require is counseling by somebody, a senior fellow. Look, this is the branch that you have studied, and these are the areas that you have. Now you prepare. So when you start the preparing, you can have questions. What am I really going to do? Can I really get there? What are the risks involved in this process? Am I sure of the route? Where and when? Because this time and also the place is more important. Are my subjects are appropriate? If not, that what are the other subjects that I have to study? If I don't make it, then do I have my other options? Suppose if I don't get the job, that whatever the area I'm dreaming, is there any way to get the other alternative option? So in electronics and communication engineering, what you learn? First year, most of the students will have the common subjects. So it's a refresher for them. Studying the basic mathematics, science, that is physics, chemistry, English, and small portion of the computer programming. When you come to the second year, you start maybe working on your more core engineering areas. I have put only some number where I see the more potential in the market. Semiconductor and device physics. Many of you might have studied the basics of semiconductors in your intermediate. Semiconductor. It's neither conductor nor insulator. In between, semiconductor. So the device physics. There are a variety of devices. You might have studied basics, how the PN junction works, how the transistor works, how the transistor is used as amplifier and multivibrators. Semiconductor devices are very simple, like your mathematics. In a mathematics, you use 4 arithmetic operators to manipulate the mathematical functionality, and you study. The total mathematics is 4 arithmetic operators. Similar way, a semiconductor device physics is 2 transistors, N MOSFET and P MOSFET. Combination of this N MOSFET and P MOSFET, you make the excellent variety of systems. Digital, analog, mixed signal, variety of the things. So what you require is, you require a strong foundation. What is semiconductor physics? How the device physics? See, you take the maybe PN junction. PN junction can be used as a rectifying diode. It can be used as a tunnel diode. It can be used as a GNR diode. It can be used as a light emitting diode. It can be used as a solar cell also. But all are PN junction. You have the different characteristics of each device. So what you have to study is the MOSFET characteristics, static characteristics, dynamic characteristics, and how you can use this the transistors as a switch, as a resistor, as a capacitor, as an inductor, and develop a system. VLSI, generally it's called very large scale integration. In a small PCB where you can discrete components are connected together to make your, maybe suppose if you want an amplifier, you can take the transistor and make a circuit and connect all the components together to get your amplifier. A very large scale integration, large number of components are integrated in a single chip, varying a few millions to maybe a few billion components. Now the technology is so developed and you can do many things. So generally we use VLS is a common word for all the things. There are different things like ultra large scale integration or giga scale integration, but all put together that one we generally is called VLS. The VLSI is a big area. And I could see in India, the large number of which they all are called the design houses. In Bangalore alone, you have very close to the 800 to 1,000 companies are working on VLSI. varying different things. Maybe I will discuss the latter parts and details. Embedded systems. So just now that Professor Rakesh said that we have the option of both software and hardware. But here, embedded system, you work with both hardware as well as software. Both hardware and software. You develop the software and use the software to make your products to work. So there are a variety of the things. Taking the high-end cars, you take the medical equipment, you take any of these communication systems, or your the TVs, audio, video things, and the manufacturing equipment, all places that use the embedded systems. You require to have the knowledge of hardware as well as the software. And once you know how the hardware works, you develop your software, guide to control your hardware system to operate. Of course, we have the wireless communications, you all are aware. We have the satellite communications, we have the mobile communications. You have analog and digital also. So analog is generally the sine wave, where the digital is the discrete, you have the 0, 1. But you have to combine together. Some places that you have the digital part is more important. Some places you have the analog part. Put together is called mixed signal. You have the analog and also digital. Image processing. You do a lot of things, a lot of systems developing, like sensors, the background electronics, like ADC, DAC, processing. The image processing, we have the excellent opportunities. Suppose an X-ray is taken in digital, you will have a lot of noise. You develop the algorithms to remove the noise part and make the signal is more visible, and you can analyze the things. When I was working in GE, I had my counterpart working in the healthcare system. They also developed some of this image processing softwares for the GE equipment. What they have done is, one day when we are sitting across the table having the lunch, he said that we take the blood samples of the baby and process it and do the total analysis. When you map the total analysis, you can see the next 20 years what type of the diseases this particular baby will get, how his life will be, his or her life will be. So now technology is changing so much, and you can use the data analytics to predict well in advance that what is happening. Nanoelectronics. Since a large number of components are actually embedded in a single chip, you require very nanoelectronics means maybe equivalent to the electron mean free path in the semiconductors. That's the dimensions that they are going. So this nanoelectronics is you have the vertical stacking, you have the maybe horizontal stacking, and you have the multi-stacking. So single chip, that one you can do many things and do the packaging and make it a common chip that available. So you will have the analog function, you have the power function, you have the communication function. So both buses, power buses, communication buses, both are embedded within the thing, avoiding all the noises, EMI, EMC, and making the nanoelectronics is more relevant to the system. Now, the people are having a question. So where I can find a carrier? So where do you find a carrier? There are many industries available. So whenever we talk to the people that why you are looking for software, and I used to meet a lot of young engineers in Bangalore. Whenever I used to talk to them, they all say they had studied the different branches of engineering and finally working in the software. It's not actually software, it is support services. Whereas electronics communication engineering, you are the only person having the talent, knowledge, capability to work in electronics. You are the king in electronics. Nobody can compete. So there are various areas, aerospace industry, aircraft, a lot of control systems, a lot of electronics, a lot of automation. Of course, our spacecraft. Very close to 50% is the electronics, 50% will be the mechanical. So the 50% electronics, very high electronics. Reliability is supposed to be very high. So no taking back. So you have to design your system that it is supposed to be foolproof. It is supposed to work for 15 years in the space continuously. Automotive industry. Of late now you can see the lot of electric vehicles on the road. So we are also working on our autonomous vehicle. What you can do is you can maybe book the vehicle like a Ola and the Uber cab. The car will come, but no driver. It's called autonomous. Whatever the destination that you have set in your request, it comes, and once you see that one, it takes you to the destination. So we are working on a lot of controls, a lot of sensors, connecting together, developing the things, like a power electronics and processing, bus system. We generally operate with the CAN bus that went for automotive industries. Of course, we also use IEEE bus. We also use the iSpace bus for some uses. Construction industry, defense industry. The construction industry is, all it's not only the building construction, the bridge construction, the equipment, the industry construction, many things. Defense industry is, you can see that a lot of electronics going on. If you have visited the Hyderabad, there are many laboratories that work on the defense department. So there are the unmanned air vehicles. They are also working on satellites. They are also having a lot of ground systems, communication systems. All these things are developed on their own. Use it. First, electronics industry is the generic industry where we have all consumers and other products. Fast-moving consumer industry, goods industry. The best example is your mobile. Mobile is very fast exchange. Costs are coming down. A lot of opportunities, features are built where you can see use audio, video for different applications. The marine industry, the naval department, and also the big cargo solution. They have the communication system, the radars. So most of the radars are passive or maybe active radars. Oil and gas industries. So they also use a lot of electronics. Pharmaceutical industry, mainly the pharmaceutical industry, they use a lot of robots to dispense, fill, make the capsules, also the drugs. Power generation industry. So in power generation industry, you generate the power and you distribute. In between the power generation and distribution, they're using grid. When the grid is connected, you require to have a lot of software and hardware implementation, control system mainly. You have controls, you have distributed, you have sensors. And you sense that what is the power coming inside and what is going outside. And there are the smart grids, smart city, all these things are linked with the power. Rail industry. Rail also, you have the many now, the automation. They have loco pilot generally, previously they used to continuously monitor and do that because they didn't have the automation. Now it is automatic. Everything is set that they have to only monitor and the control is done by the automatic. Telecommunications. So you have seen the 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G spectrum. Once the different spectrums are increasing, there is a lot of challenges are involved. Of course, challenges means all our engineers that they are competent to solve the problems. So there are other industries like steel, cement, petroleum, chemical industry, directing control and testing production processing. Having seen these industries, that what are the roles that you can see in this industry? The different names, research and development. So their role is generally research. Research means systematically investigate, understand that what are the products available, their limitations, their challenges, and what are the prospects to improve the things. Every device, every circuit having an opportunity to improve. What are that you have to do? Whether you have to develop the new materials, new processes, new components. So their role is develop all these things. The different branches, they work on the different. Some people will work on devices, some people will work on systems, some people work on circuits, some people work on materials, some people work on process. Once the research and development, basically they identify what is the product is. Now coming to the design and development. The design and development, all these components put together and they make a system. Once the system is made, so you define that what are the requirements, basically specifications for the product. And then you design your circuit and develop it maybe the breadboard model. So circuit designing is one is a software, another one is a hardware. Once you design and develop the small prototype circuit, and you have to give for the testing. The testing people will test that your product to see that whether it is meeting your requirements. And also analyze if there is a deviation, if there is a mismatch between your specifications and your outputs. So they identify what are the problems available, the variations that you are seeing in the output, and why this mismatch is coming. And once they perfect the circuit and fine tune and get the matching between input and output, then it goes for the production. So it goes for the production process. Production means the large scale production, where you require a manufacturing equipment and process also precisely control almost all the things. I worked as an associate director for the Applied Materials. Applied Materials is the best OEM equipment supplier for all IC manufacturing in the world. 80% of the equipments are manufactured by the Applied Materials. And they supply for all over the world. Everything, right from the wafer picking to the processing, maybe the CMP, the chemo-mechanical polishing, then the diffusion, then the contact, all this process. The one wafer, when it starts from the beginning to the end, it takes very close to the 10 to 15 days to come out because there are the large number of processes involved. If you list the processes, 350 to 360 processes in undergoes. All these processes are done by the equipment, which are actually automatically controlled. And there are the good engineers, they monitor the things. And once you do the process, then you require a quality control checking also the processes. Once you develop the product, installation. Installation needs that some of the electronics needs that one where they can really install the functions at the customer locations. Once you install the equipment, then you require operational maintenance. You need an operation, and if there is a problem, then how to maintain. So these are the few roles that I have put. So you have R&D, you have design and development, you have analysis, testing, production, processes, installation, operation, maintenance. All these put together, generally we have a large number in electronics. The communication engineering and other things we have still further, but these are the main areas where I feel that we have a large potential. So ECE jobs where you have analog and digital electronics, networking, signal processing, control systems, embedded systems, wireless and optical communication, defense and aerospace, power electronics, VLSI, digital and mixed signal, antennas, nanoelectronics, semiconductor devices, design and manufacturing. So these are the few jobs that you have the plenty of jobs. I strongly suggest that the electronics engineering studying 4 years that look for something like core engineering job. Once you get into the core job, you can build your career next 40 years without changing. I have seen that when the many software engineers, when they join that work, there will be a change every time. So when the changes, you have to learn the new skills, new languages, new programs, many things. But more areas where you have plenty of jobs, please get into the core jobs and build your career for now. So in addition to the core engineering jobs, you have non-engineering jobs also. You have supply chain management, the big like Amazon, Flipkart and some of the big chains, they need a lot of engineers to do because these all are automated. The procurement and purchasing. So the procurement and purchasing also requires the engineering knowledge. Patent law and intellectual property. So when R&D is doing that one, if you identify and feel that there is something innovation, it's supposed to be your property, intellectual property. So you can take that one. So there is a patent law. What you have to do is you have to submit a patent, and that they will give the power to hold logistics. So maybe supporting all the activities. Technical sales, marketing, business development. This is also equally important. The large number of students after they BTech, they do the management and graduation, and then they go for sales, marketing, and business. Some people, they are very good in convincing customers. Some people are very good in selling the product. So it depends upon the talent and capability. You are the best yet to assess yourselves what you can do. Of course, there is a teaching, training, and consulting. This is also the equally good, but I strongly suggest that maybe you can look for all other things. If you don't get, and if you are really interested in training and consulting, teaching, you can go for the teaching course. Now, having seen that the various jobs, what are the companies that are available in India? Of course, abroad you have the plenty of things. So in India, government organizations, you have DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, Bharat Electronics Limited, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Electronic Corporation of India Limited, CDAC, MOD, EST, CSIR Laboratories, Indian Space Research Organization, Indian Telephone Industry, HAL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Railways, and Ministry of Information Technology. There are a lot of bank jobs where we require really electronics because everything is now automated. All the things are connected to the server. So you require a server maintenance, you require equipment maintenance. Of course, there are many private, the big companies, they started their operations in India. So like Intel, NXP Semiconductors, Infineon, Synopsys, Cadence, Samsung, Lenovo, Dell, Motorola, Ada Graphics, Analog Devices, Texas Instruments, Google, Apple, Cisco Systems, Qualcomm, Broadcom, Siemens, AMD, IBM, Cypress Semiconductors, National Semiconductors, Honeywell Automation, many more companies. As I said that in Bangalore alone, that we have a large number of companies. You name it, any company, they are available. They are doing the process. This needs actually the human resources, the human brain, human knowledge. Think, innovate way, and develop a product. So having seen this, the various jobs that one, generally all students will have the question that one, what type of employability skills I should have.
Sorry, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Screen share is not visible, I think. Your screen.
It's not available, huh?
I think share screen is into.
Yeah, I went for the share screen. It's okay.
Now it is okay, sir. Okay, fine, sir. Please. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Maybe I will go for the screen. So the employability skills that you have, you require to have a good communication because this is the one way that you can communicate. Whatever the knowledge you have, if you don't communicate, that it is waste. Literacy, of course, you are getting your engineering degree. Numeracy is one of the important things. When you do the small calculations, I see that when most of the engineering students, they use the calculator to calculate. They don't have the memorization. You require to have the good numeracy using 4 arithmetic operators, calculating the things, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So you need to have this and keep that when your brain is always active because your brain is a much bigger computer compared to the calculator. Enthusiasm and commitment, whatever the work you take, show your enthusiasm. also commitment to do the job. Teamwork. So when you go for a job, that's always the team. The team is, you will have the different people having the different basic knowledges, different talent, different maybe IQs. But you have to see that how to take care of them, how to assign the work for the each group. Ability to turn up on time. This is very important. Whenever there is a meeting, that one you should go on time. I have seen that one when I was working in engineering colleges. Whenever I used to ask the students to turn up, they tell some fictitious reason not to. The best is that one, please attend. Explain the things. If you have a real problem, nobody hanging. They will tell that, okay, understand. But reasonable way. Whenever there is a meeting, whenever there is a discussion, please turn up on time so that you can finish the work. Problem solving. Engineer means you are ready to solve the problems. You have acquired the knowledge, skill set required to solve the problem. All engineers should have the IT skills. All engineers required to have IT skills. Both the computer, maybe you should be ready to program or write a code in any one programming language. The best is C++. Of course, if you are equipped with other things like machine learning, Python, these are additional advantages. The personal presentation. You need to be maybe personal presentation. You have to sell yourself in the market. If you don't sell that, who else will come and tell? So when you are doing the project work, you have to communicate that what are the skills that you acquired to the third person, not here, maybe 10,000 kilometers away, in an understandable way. So you require to have a personal presentation. It's supposed to be good. Customer care, of course, this will come only from the life. The customer is the guard because he is paying money for it. For every project you join, show that you are keenness to learn. So you have to learn. The learning is not just only 4 years. Learning is lifelong. Lifelong you should learn. Self-motivation. This is very important. You should be always self-motivated. There may be some of the disturbances, some of the problems, some of the depressions. Please keep your self-motivation always high. Now, many people, they say that at final year, second semester, they do the project. I strongly advise them not to be final year, second semester. Second year, first semester onwards, you start doing your project. I will tell you that why you have to do that. When you do this second year, 2 semesters, and the third year, 2 semesters, fourth year, 1 semester. Finish your all activities by fourth year, first semester. 4 examinations, you finish your writing the report also, keep it ready. The fourth year, second semester can be used as a small buffer to prepare for A, to prepare for TOEFL, GRE, or many other examinations. Or if you want to do something, maybe a quality project done with any of the companies, you can go and spend some time. So this undergraduate research we introduce at the second year so that the second year is the best time. Many engineering colleges, I have seen that they don't mix together. First year, second year, third year, fourth year in the same department. All the students should mix together and form a team, start working. The fourth year student should guide the second year student, also third year student. There will be a team. So instead of working 4 members in the fourth year, second semester, if you have the team working from second year onwards, then you will have the totally 4 into 3, 12 members working for 4. So your project will be faster and maybe wonderful things. Prepare your idea proposal based on to the details. So many times what happens when you go to the canteen, for taking your tea or maybe the lunch, we gossip. Rather than gossiping, maybe take some idea and start maybe discussing. Most of these the foreign countries, you can say the Western countries, when they sit across the table, they discuss these things. When I was in applied materials and also in the GE, whenever we want to discuss the things, we take a cup of coffee or tea and then maybe walk into the conference room, discuss the things. So here also the same thing. You all students will have the idea. Maybe if you have an idea, put it in across the people and maybe open up this room for discussion. The discussion you will get over. Same way that you select one mentor of your faculty, you can serve as a mentor, trainer, and guide the team through the research process. So the same mentor can work for second year, third year, fourth year, same team. The team can be mix of the fourth year, third year, and second year. Every semester, research results shall be prepared into a small report. And this small report can be converted into a small paper. Present with your mentor the research outcomes at various on and off campus symposiums or conferences. I don't know, many of the engineering colleges, they don't have the in-house conferences. But most of these foreign universities, they will have in-house conferences. They have the undergraduate research presentation where they come and present the things, discuss the things, and maybe sometimes there are the few people that come from outside also. They give the funding. See that the outcome, whatever they get, the things will be useful to the country. The latter they can become the employee of the companies. So here the advantage is once you develop this type of process and you can invite the many industry people to come for these conferences and listen what the students have done, how they have done. Maybe one-on-one discussions will help them to understand. Sometimes most of the technical people, they guide the students if there are any problems or maybe any shortcut solutions. So using that solutions, you can learn that. Publish your research, not only the conferences and symposiums. What you do is you put it the research output, a technical paper, and publish it in the peer-reviewed journals. So having a paper in IEEE journals at the undergraduate level gives you a lot of it to compare with the others. Seek the reference letter from your mentor for doing your industry research or maybe for going for it. So what you have to have is you require a good reference letter. This may be your faculty member or maybe connect with some people that work in the industry also. Majority of the students, they will all have maybe their accounts in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these things. So this all time wasting process. What you can do is you can go and then maybe open up your account in LinkedIn. Large number of professions are member in the LinkedIn. You can connect with them. Make the request. Once you get the things that you can start discussing. So that will be the starting point to connecting with different people. So benefits of the doing research work is learn a lot. So majority times what we do is we don't want to just study the subject. We have to learn. Reading, studying, and learning. Three different processes. Morning, reading is generally like a newspaper. So when you are reading, it's called virtual image. Very small time only it will be in your mind and afterwards you forget. Studying. Studying means you use only the two sensors, your ears and also your the voice. This is like your semester. You study for semester and forget. Learning. You read and also your sensors will work. You also write down on your book all the parts that from whatever you have learned the process. So the learning is you never forget. So you will have the virtual image converted to the real image, fix it to your brain, and it will be stored in the storage. ability to think and learn independently. So once you start doing your project work, so there is no solution available in your textbooks. You have to find yourself. So in the process that one you think different, own thinking, own understanding, own learning. This generally improves your self-confidence. You will be more confident doing this. So independence in learning. So in learning that one nobody teaches you, you do this, you do that. But whatever you are learning, you can correlate with what you are doing. This all research work improves your employability skills. When you write your CV, and many people will have, I used to be a selection committee member. I can see that the CV is your address and the marks, 10th standard, intermediate, degree. And also write a project, one line. And when you come for interview, you don't even bring your project report. Your project report also the equivalent to your degree. All the project activity, whatever you are doing in engineering, make it a small report and carry along with you. And then maybe put in front of it. They may be happy to see. Seeing your reports will tell the interviewer what you have done, how you read them, your analytical skills, your reading skills, your presentation skills, your writing skills, all will be one shot. You need not tell that I have done this, I have done that. So your report itself they tell. And if you have a published paper, excellent. So that itself tells that you have idea, you have wrote paper, publishing, and experts who reviewed your paper accepted it is published. So wide distribution of energy, quality sharing. So it defines your career. When you do the research work, then maybe your ideas will change, your interest also will change. And it expands knowledge, and whatever your understanding is maybe much better than what you have learned in the teaching. To also develop one-to-one connections with the distinguished faculty and also especially with experts. The process that you find many things, we don't know how to do it, but some people may be there that want to advise, to give a helping hand to support it. So there is a participate in technical idea competitions. Every year, the many organizations, they organize the technical idea competitions, like a Texas Instruments, Intel. There are many organizations, even ISR, Honeywell. There are many companies that generally they organize the technical idea competition every year. What you have to do is, whatever you have done in the undergraduate research, the idea can be made in the format what they need, and if you can submit. Because we have worked with nearly the 2.5 years, that idea will have really the technical value. And once it is revealed, that one will be invited for the discussion. So there may be all over India, the few thousands of applications. Among few thousands, they pick up the few, invite for the technical discussion. So once you are through that, they will identify one mentor in the company and one mentor in faculty. And if you go through this, the technical competition, you will get the big prize money, somewhere 25 to 50 lakh rupees. Also, you will be given an internship where you can work with the company and with the company experts. And latter part, after seeing your talent and capability, or maybe the 3, you have 5 semesters, 5 to 10 months. It's a big time to assess anybody. So networking with such specialized experts working at various organizations worldwide, not necessarily that you are only industry. You can work with the worldwide people wherever they are. You can connect because the world is flattened now. So connectivity is not a problem. Now we can see that I'm sitting in Bangalore and you are in Mali. So we are talking each other. So there is no problem in connecting various specialized experts and working with them. So working with them is maybe remotely can work. Now the many people, they were sitting in India and they work for these clients. Why get an internship? So many people will have, I don't get the internship. Who knows that when you are so-and-so person and having this knowledge and you are sitting somewhere, you have to sell yourself in the market. What you have to do? So maybe I will give you some of the things. By doing this internship, what you do? You gain the valuable work experience in your chosen major field. You get help deciding if your current career choice is right for you. Learn skills that you can use for future job. Earn academic credit, but most of these Western countries, you have to do the internship that means the academic credit. Develop a network and work references for future employment. Develop confidence and learn how to interact with the people in a professional manner. Have the opportunity to apply classroom skills and knowledge into the job experiences. So you will get all these advantages by doing it. So now the question is how to do the internship. Which areas you can find internships? The digital VLSI, logics and memories, analog and radio frequencies and groups, VLSI mixed signal and low power design, communication systems, computer digital systems, networking, computer vision and image processing, control systems and robotics, remote sensing, nanotechnologies. These are the few areas, but there may be a variety of areas. How you can organize for getting the internship? Private your resume. So you have you have done your undergraduate research. You have the work results available with you. Create your resume such that your absence here, when somebody reads your resume, they should understand what you are. Along with the resume, write a good cover letter. The cover letter is you express your interest, why you are interested to work in a particular area. Establish a timeline. So when you are planning the things that one you should establish, maybe when you want to do the internship, how much time that you can spare. Search for internship. Almost all the companies that when they advertise in their website, the internships. And the requirement also that they advertise. Based on your interest and your matching, you can apply. Connect with experts in social media and develop good relationships. Once you have a contact through the social media and the many senior members in the industry, they can actually generate some of these internships and they can recommend your profile for the internship or invite you that for the organization to join and work. Because in the internship, there may be paid internships, there may be unpaid internships. Most of the companies that when they pay, once they pay, they see that you should give the some valuation. So they give the small work. 2 months, next 2 months, first semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester, fifth, five semesters. The second year, first semester, second year, second semester, third year, first semester, third year, second semester, fourth year, first semester. So these semesters that one needs to have advantage to work with the country, to also learn how the company is. The company employers also closely watch and see that how we work. So when you are preparing for the internship, don't target only one company. Target for the many. Maybe there are a large number of companies that they have the jobs available for your internship. Maybe target many organizations. Once you apply that one, there may be interview. So interview mostly on telephonic interview. Prepare your interview, what to tell from today. So there may be limited time. Within the limited time, how you can convey all your assets and capabilities and demonstrate your skill sets. Once you give the interview, then follow up. So maybe you can write a follow-up letter asking them that so what happened, what is the status, where they are. Most of the people, when they reject or maybe give a regret for your resume, they explain that what are the things that they are expecting. And maybe based on these things that they might have selected somebody close match. And you can understand and see that what are the gaps that you have, how we can fulfill for the next time. So don't take any rejection to the person. So many people may be interested to go for higher education. After graduation, with your electronics communication, you can look for maybe the post-graduation or maybe the PhD. So you have the mobile communication, you have the telecommunication, you have the satellite communication, networking, microelectronics, semiconductors, signal processing, control systems, software, embedded systems, automotive electronics. So there are many types of the combinations they are available. The only thing is write your profile, GRV, and get maybe the good place that where you want to do masters. Once you do masters, maybe if you are interested, you can continue for PhD, or you can take up a job traveling. So you have plenty of opportunities available. Maybe with the brief, whatever I have presented, I would like to maybe give the final advice. There are many opportunities for electronics and engineering students. Plan your focus area. Work on both mini and major projects. Get the deep insight of the technology. You should have a good technical knowledge when somebody speaks. So it is like this. If I am speaking in Telugu people can understand. If I am speaking in Kannada people can understand. But the Tamil and the Malayalam people, they can't understand. The similar way here, electronics engineers should speak the electronics language to convey your interviewer better appreciate them, what you are. Write papers for review journals and conferences. So that gives an added advantage. Volunteer speaking on specialist area. So this is one area I have seen that for most of the engineering colleges, they don't have. What we can do is every week organize a seminar for the students. Let them come out and then speak for compulsory speaking every student on the dais for 5 to 10 minutes every week. There is the other alternative way is make the student to summarize your teachings. So when you are giving a lecture from Monday to the Friday, Saturday you can ask any one of your chosen student to summarize what is it. Study, learn, and read. So your mantra is study, learn, and read. But focus in these 4 years without distraction. Keep all your mobiles and then the social media searching and other things aside. Very immediately, but your focus should be on learning and getting the skill set required for getting it. Once you get the core engineering down, then you can build your career next 40 years without it. You will get maybe much better salary compared to the software people. All core engineering. Wherever I work, that the minimum salary is 8.5 lakh. The fresh engineers when they join, say 8.5 lakh. Applied materials is close to the 9.5. Similar way, the Intel, all the facilities, all the special advantages we get is close to the 10 lakhs. They give you the free coupons for your lunch, and there is a free tea and other things, snacks, and you will have 5 days free. You will have the medical insurance. You will have the UOSPs. UOSPs is the company shares, small shares. And in addition to that one, they will give you transport allowances, your housing allowances. Then you will have the special allowances also. Be sincere, hard work, and with good attitude. Attitude is very important. Don't lose your attitude anytime, at any circumstances. Try to be controlled. Be sincere. Whatever you job, be sincere. If you have any doubts, that one for clarification, because if you have doubt, that one you can't do the job. Always look for the clarification. Get one or more internship projects with the industry and gain experiences. Maybe with this small note, I open up for the questions. If anybody have any questions, they can ask. With that, maybe you can open up the whoever is interested to ask questions.
So from YouTube, some of the questions are asking, sir. What is a gateway for ISRO DRDO gateway, basic gateway?
ISRO every year they advertise for recruitment of the engineers. And this engineering recruitment process is first the test, followed by interview. So there is a ISRO conducting test, and once you are qualified, you will be called for interview. So when you are called for interview, this is actually the 5:1 ratio they call. If you are through the interview, you will get. The DRDO generally they take the gate as a basis. At some centers they conduct their own exam. And you have to qualify. And if you go to the isro.gov.in, you can find the lot of previous question papers. So they give an idea how to prepare your gate ISRO exam. What you can do is download the things, start practice. These three mantra. More practicing, more easy. Anybody having questions?
From YouTube, some of the student, the name no mention, sir, no name mentioned.
Okay.
So what is the minimum gate? Rank for the qualification? They will take for ISRO or DRDO.
No, ISRO generally they don't take the gate as a score. ISRO having their own examination. DRDO, some laboratories they take the gate. Some laboratories they have their own test. So maybe you can go to their website and check the things because it varies. It is not fixed. Depends upon the demand. Maybe every year a few lakh people they apply. So based on the few lakh people, they filter the things to get. There are reservations also.
Can anyone please unmute yourself and kind? You can ask any question.
You can ask.
It's open to all the students. Open.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. Please.
Good morning,
given
sir.
option to answer.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, it's audible.
Sir, in order to get a job in DRDO, that too in the end of E4, how can we prepare ourselves and manage time in campus placements or in the field of core sector and as well as the gate preparation?
Actually, that's your way. So you have to maybe total time you have to divide into the different activities. Finish that whatever the set goals that you have. It varies person to person. What are your commitments? What you are doing? How you are doing? How much time you are spending? That decides.
Sir, every year many lakhs of students apply for GATE and very few get qualified, and that too in that only up to 100 or 200 members get selected for the call of interview in DRDO. And how can we become special for the interviewer, and what are the qualities that one should have to select for DRDO?
Whatever the GATE exam you are writing, So you are telling no, the top 100 only they will call for interview. You should be in the top 100. If that is the situation. You have to prepare yourself to get into the top 100. Once you are in interview, generally most of the times we ask the basics. How good you are in basics. How carefully that you answer the question. First is listening and answering the question. We actually expect the sincerity. Some people, they bluff. They tell lies in the interview. You can easily understand. One question followed by other question, third questions. You can understand that this fellow is lying because you can't lie continuously. Best is that one accepting. But not all questions. Some questions. We generally respect and expect that the student should be sincere.
Yes, sir, Rajareddy garu. YouTube lo Rathodu, age of 15 years, he asked, I want to become a space scientist, sir. What is the roadmap from now? How can I practice from now? Can any suggestions? Asking 14 years, Rathod, sir. It's very happy
maybe
to ask.
9th and 10th standard. You can become the space scientist. Space scientist doesn't mean that one everybody works with the astronaut. No. The space means you have to develop many things. Your basic is that first when you are completing 10th standard, take maybe the mathematics, physics, chemistry branch, do sincerely, prepare well. If you can crack the JEE, IIT, you can get into the IIT. The latter part, maybe if you have still the same interest that one till you complete your degree, you can apply for ISRO and then get it. Generally, your thinking will change over the time. So now you are in 10th standard, intermediate, engineering. So you have still 6 years that you have to complete. So the 6 years that your thinking will change, your requirement will change, technology will change, your interest also will change. So if you have the same strong determination to become a space scientist, you can still become space scientist. Only that we never dreamt that we will become the space scientist. Because when we studied, I finished my MS in 1980. Till 1980, we didn't have even electricity in our village. We used to study underneath the small lab. So when I was doing my PhD, we didn't have the computers. Whenever we want to submit the paper, we used to type on typewriter. To learn the typewriting, morning 4:30 to 5:30, we used to go for typewriting practice. Get up at 4 o'clock and get ready, take the bicycle, go to the nearest typewriting institute, 4:30. And the typewriter institute owner used to give the key for us because he will not come by 4:30. Open up the shop and do that up to 5:30, hand over the key to him. Now you all are having the open system, many things. Your internet is actually the flood. It's the ocean. You have the knowledge in back. You can do many things.
Amla, ma'am, you can, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Amla from NVR Engineering College, sir. I am the assistant professor in this college, sir, working as assistant professor in the ECE branch, sir.
Yes.
Sir, very thankful to you, sir, to have such wonderful webinar, sir. We get so much of knowledge from you, sir. How we can also teach to the students, sir. How we can enlarge our knowledge to the students, sir. So I follow all the tricks and I follow all the key points what you are explained, sir. I am very happy to know such a things, such a wonderful, good things, sir. So, sir, I have one small doubt, sir.
Yes,
so, students now, they are having knowledge but they cannot express the way. Actually, in the books, we face some problems. So generally, present technology is very fast, but the books will be having just basics. So how can we can extend the knowledge? How we can explain the knowledge to the students? Extendable, sir. Uh, Please give me any suggestions.
I'm sorry, Madam Amala, to say,
Sir.
teach the textbooks. We don't require faculty. I'm
Okay.
sorry to use the word. The faculty is supposed to teach beyond the textbook. When you are engaging the students for 45 minutes or maybe 1 hour, why they have to listen to your lecture? What is that they are gaining? What is they are getting? How many students are really interested to sit in your class and listen to you? What is that way you motivate? Practical teaching, problem-based and project-based learning is very important. Students should have an interest, come back and then do the things.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there is one question, but management is giving salary for only textbook teaching. Understand? The management having their own. See, most of the engineering colleges, I'm sorry to use the word, they all are for business. Nobody does the work for the society. They need to get maybe not audible.
Is audible, man? Audible, sir. Please continue.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What I have seen is that most of the engineering colleges are built for business, not for the society, not for doing something maybe for the society. So whatever the money they are getting, they pay something, and they also invested a lot of money and they have to get back. The engineering college is not only the limit. You have many areas where you can really textbook teaching. So that's the main problem. Why we have the very close to the 94% of the employed students are unemployed. I worked with industry. The product when you are making, if you have a maybe more than 1.5% rejects, the company will not survive. In the engineering colleges, where you are producing the product, students, a human resource for the industry, where you have 94% results, but still they are surviving. I'm very unhappy to see that why 94%, why government is not doing, why university is not doing anything. What is happening actually? But still they are surviving. All engineering colleges, 10 years, 20 years, they are continuing. Very unfortunate to see that when the master's degree holder joining the engineering college and then getting a 15,000 rupees per month salary, working from morning 8 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock. Very unfortunate. I used to see that, say, in Bangalore, we get the gas cylinder. When the gas cylinder brings that one, we don't ask him. Sometimes he will ask more, but we give the 20 rupees extra. I used to ask him that one, how many cylinders in a day you use something? He said very close to 100. 100 into 20. So he's getting 2,000 rupees, that solid money morning. And afternoon, he drives his auto. And he works till 8 o'clock and goes back. A fellow who is not even 5th standard, earning close to the 50 to 60,000 rupees per month. A candidate having a MTech or MS, most guys working for 15 years, 15,000 rupees morning to evening. Very unfortunate situation. In India, only the teaching is very cheap. In Europe or US, large number of faculty, they work in industry 10, 15 years and come back with that knowledge and develop the laboratories and teach in the university. University pays close to the 20% extra salary that what they used to get. That's the advantage. Very unfortunate. Having a large number of engineering colleges not having the quality education. Are we preparing only unemployed students or employed students? When there is no employability, why you have to produce the unemployable students? Teaching in 4 years, 4 years life. It's a big time for them. And we are spoiling their 4 years. I used to discuss these things many places. That's one of the reasons that when I didn't continue in academic for a long time. Because many places that when I didn't like that. One is the final year project. When they do that one, they invite somebody outside to do the project. What happened to the faculty? Why they are unable to guide the students? When the outside fellow comes, that one they ask each individual to pay 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. Two students that one coming from rural background with a lot of difficulties, and when they can pay, when they pay this money, 5,000 rupees per head, 4 students, 20,000 rupees for each project. Some colleges will have maybe 300, 400 students. A lot of money will come. And they negotiate with the outside fellows, they give you only small money. 1,000 rupees per project. And 90,000 rupees they pay. Very unfortunate. I used to question them that why you have to take money. Why let us take all our faculty members guide the students. Why they have to go outside? So there's the conflict, some of the things. Sometimes I didn't like that one. I thought, okay, it is better to be away. But still, I have the urge something to share with the student. I feel very sorry because I used to take 4 or 5 batches every year for different branches, electrical, electronics, even the mechanical engineering, computer science also. And guide them. The problem with the students also is because they always compare with other. When you are sincere, that one, they don't turn up sincerely to you. Whenever we fix a meeting, they don't come. Whenever we ask that one, why you are not doing this work, they don't come. If they can at least accept that one, I am not understanding, I am not having that things, we teach them, we train them, but they don't open. You see the students that one, either first year, second year, third year, fourth year, final year students also, if you ask, they don't ask any questions. Now we are asking questions, why you don't have the questions? I was in the Netherlands working with European Space Research and Technology Center. I used to go to the University of Delft to teach the aerospace engineering, 1 class in a week. The students, what we do is we prepare the lecture materials and hand over to them well in advance. I used to give the Thursday and Friday afternoon when I go there, they read and come back. More of interactive discussion. Understand? Here, suppose if you ask somebody, nobody will ask questions. In the classroom, when I was a dean academics, I used to go and sit in the classes, walk into the faculty teaching, and go on backside, last bench. I used to sit. I used to see many students, the last bench students, that when they always curse that why this fellow is coming and sitting, because I'm actually making them everybody attend because I'm sitting backside. And many faculty, they are unable to even speak when you sit in the class. What is the problem? What's happening? We are not throwing any stones or we are not throwing any knives. They should at least get something. The students, faculty, both should work together. One more interesting thing is students and faculty, they never mix. They always keep the gap. You carry your students along with them, go to the canteen, talk to them, sit in the canteen, have a tea, chit chat, and maybe tell them what they have to do. They can do it. But I'm seeing that when the students are not asking, even the faculty also, they don't ask questions. What is the problem? So these interaction discussions are mainly for the benefit of the both students as well as the faculty. There are internships for the faculty. You can also go and work in the industry. 3 months, 2 months. Work along with them. If you have a good idea, if you have a PhD problem, that would you go work with them. They pay money for your living expenses. You get 15 to 20,000 rupees they give you, and you can spend maybe 2 months and work back. And maybe if they feel that one, if you are good that one, latter part you can join the company. All academic people should have the PhD. I can see that when the large number of the faculty members, even if they're working 10, 15 years, they are not having PhD. They don't look at it. whenever we question that one, maybe let us, when I was a dean, we had very close to 180 faculty members. My correspondent asked me, sir, please check that one, how they are. I want to ask all the faculty members, we have distributed A4 size paper, write yourself. What are your interests? What you want? Only the 4 questions I wrote on blackboard and asked them to write. More than 80% of the faculty members, they said that we will write in the house and come back tomorrow. Why we can't write one single page expressing our own interests? First, faculty have to change. Students also should change, because students are taught most of the time question answers. They never read textbooks. They never understand the things. I used to walk to the laboratory and ask the things. The many colleges, what they do is they give the observation logbook. The logbook, everything is there, tabular is there. They put only the values, and there is a demonstration graph. They draw the graph. Why you have to take the result? And why you have to draw the graph? What are actually you are learning from the graph? Who wants? And we will have a very small time that one for practicals. 4 or 5 students doing one small project. Very unfortunately, I have not seen when we studied like that. A resistive box. Why resistive box? Why we can't give the resistive components? Let them load, understand that one, what is the color code. With the color code, they can identify that what is the value that they require. Test it, use the multimeter. How many of engineering students, they use the soldering gun and component to solder it together? They never. The most of the engineering students, they are studying the engineering without practicing anything. Hello? Most of the engineering students, without practicing their engineering skills, that they are completing.
Please mute all. Rajaji, please mute all. Please.
एक बार तू लेकर आया ये तो चल भी है कुत्ती का ले कोसे
Sir, we removed. So please continue. Yes.
Unmute, sir. Unmute.
Sir, unmute, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes. New education policy and about this topic, we will keep one more session, sir, because it's around 1 hour time, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we can even I taken a new education policy one interview also.
Okay.
I know the pain of new education policy, but it's very important, sir.
Sure.
We will take one more session, sir, about that.
Go ahead.
Any students, please. Many of the students asking.
When she asked questions only, that I thought maybe
I only asked. Sorry, sir. I only asked. That's why I only asked it. Sorry.
No, this 5 years academic line, that one, I have seen many things. I used to closely observe. I fought with many vice chancellors also. Why this the obsolete curriculum is used for the students teaching? Not useful at all. Whatever we are teaching in the class, that one, nothing. They are not useful at all. It is not changing with the industry dynamics. You have to change it.
Yes, sir. So one of the student asking how we can improve skills, like focus on one topic. How we are deviating many times, sir. Can you suggest one life skills or something like one skill? We are not able to have patience. Out of 200, only 40 remaining, sir.
I will give one only. Say, if you want to improve your communication skills, take the English newspaper, stand in front of the mirror, loudly read. Many students, they read only in their mouth. So you have the virtual one. Your ears are not hearing. You don't know that one, whether phonetically you are speaking or not. Stand in front of mirror, take the newspaper, read loudly, and see that one, your image, how you are reading. Maybe after practicing sometimes, that one, keep it the paper aside, that one, you speak yourself, that one, in front of mirror for 5-10 minutes and see that how you are speaking. Continuously, ఎట్లా అంటే అనగననగ రాగం మత్స్యలించుకుంటూ తినగ తినగ వేము తీగనంటూ సాధనమున పనులు సమకూరు ధరలోన. అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా మనం ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే కనుక ప్రయత్నిస్తాం. మేము కూడా పల్లెల నుంచి వచ్చాము, ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం అంటే భయము. ఎంఎస్సీలో చదివేటప్పుడు అయితే కనుక మాకు ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడాలంటే ఇంత నోరు బెదిరిపోయేది కాదు. పుస్తకాలు బైహార్ట్ చేసేవాడు. ఫస్ట్ పేజ్ టు లాస్ట్ పేజ్ పుస్తకాలు బయట. మాకంతా యూనివర్సిటీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏముండేదంటే ఒకే ఒక పుస్తకం ఉంటే అది ఫ్యాకల్టీ దగ్గర. ఒకసారి నేను మద్రాసుకి వెళ్తే మూర్ మార్కెట్లో సెకండ్ హ్యాండ్ బుక్ దొరికితే ఆ బుక్ తెచ్చుకొని చదువుకొని బైహార్ట్ చేశాను. ఫస్ట్ నుంచి లాస్ట్ వరకు. ఆయన అదే దాంట్లో క్వశ్చన్లు ఇస్తాడు, ఆయన తెలిసింది అదే, మనం అదే రాసిందంటే మాకు వస్తుంది. న్యూక్లియర్ ఫిజిక్స్ లో ఐ గాట్ 70కి 68 మార్క్స్. నేను వెళ్ళాను ఆయన, ఏం సార్ 68 మార్క్స్ ఇచ్చారు ఎట్లా అంటే, యూ డిజర్వ్ 70 ఇస్తే కనుక ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందని నేను 68 ఇచ్చాను. 70 ఇస్తే మళ్ళీ థర్డ్ రివాల్యూషన్. అలాగ ఉండేది. ఇవన్నీ నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశాను మిర్రర్ ముందు నిల్చుకొని, నాట్ ఒకటి, చాలా రోజుల పాటు. ఆ తర్వాత ఒక టాపిక్ తీసుకొని మాకు యూనివర్సిటీలో బ్యాక్ సైడ్ అంటే లైబ్రరీ, మాకు ఆడిటోరియం బ్యాక్ సైడ్ బొటానికల్ గార్డెన్. రాత్రిపూట లైట్లు వేసేస్తే చెట్లన్నీ మనుషులు అనుకోని చెప్పేసి చెట్లకంతా కూడా టీచింగ్ చేసేవాడు. ఐ యూస్ టు టీచ్. వర్షం వస్తే కనుక ప్లాస్టిక్ కవర్ కట్టుకుని పోయి చేసేవాడు. I spoke like that very close to 6 months. Then I got control. I went for the UPSC interview, got it. So communication skills ఇవన్నీ అన్ని కూడా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా వచ్చేస్తాయి, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. వాట్ యూ రిక్వైర్ ఈజ్ సిన్సియారిటీ. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Student, you can ask anyone, any student.
స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆస్క్, మాట్లాడండి. భయం ఏం లేదు కదా, మీకు దగ్గరలో లేను, ఎదురుగా లేను. చెప్పమ్మా పల్లవి.
చెప్పమ్మా పల్లవి, యూ కెన్ అన్మ్యూట్.
మాట్లాడమ్మా పల్లవి.
పల్లవి అన్మ్యూట్ చేశాను, మాట్లాడమ్మా.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Students from Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh.
Your voice break అవుతుందిరా.
You can chat also. You can type chat.
చెప్పు వినిపిస్తుంది. If you want, you type the message also, no problem.
Kindly type. I'm here to read your questions only. Yes. Yes, please type.
చెప్పమ్మా.
Very interesting questions are asking, sir. Seriously.
Okay. నువ్వు మాట్లాడు లేకపోతే క్వశ్చన్ విన్నాడు.
సార్, కీనోట్ ఆన్ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ సార్, అంటే ఎలా ఉంటే బాగుంటుందని మీ వ్యూస్ లో, అంటే like practical way of assign marks, based on marks how can we can change, sir? Under marks
is not the criteria. We assess the students only based on the marks. Final ending session లో పెట్టే టెస్ట్ పైన వచ్చే మార్క్ పైన వాళ్ళకి అంత డిగ్రీలు ఇస్తారు. అది కాదు, దట్ డిగ్రీ ఈజ్ నాట్ యూస్ఫుల్. ఎంతమంది ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ వచ్చిన ఇంజనీరింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ది జాబ్స్? నాట్ గెటింగ్. మనమేమో వాళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ ఇస్తున్నాము, but they are not getting a job. Where is the lack? Change అవ్వాలి. అసెస్మెంట్ మెథడాలజీ చేంజ్ అవ్వాలా, కరికులర్ చేంజ్ అవ్వాలా, టీచింగ్ మెథడాలజీ చేంజ్ అవ్వాలా, స్టూడెంట్స్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ చేంజ్ అవ్వాలా, వాళ్ళ వే ఆఫ్ లర్నింగ్ రీడింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉండాలి. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయించాలి. నీడ్స్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫర్ట్. పిల్లల్ని చాలా క్లోజ్ గా తీసుకొని వాళ్ళకి క్లోజ్ గా వెళ్ళేసేసి వాళ్ళతో పాటు మనం చేయాలి. అప్పుడే వాళ్ళకి మన మీద నమ్మకం కలుగుతుంది, వాళ్ళ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ బిల్డప్ అవుతుంది, వాళ్ళు చేయగలరు. ప్రతి స్టూడెంట్ కూడా టాలెంటెడ్. ఆల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ టాలెంటెడ్, కేపబుల్, నాలెడ్జబుల్, ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్. కాకపోతే కనుక వాళ్ళకి ప్రాపర్ గైడెన్స్ లేకపోతే వాళ్ళ గైడెన్స్ కావాలి అట్లాంటి ఇంకా కంటిన్యూస్ గా అంటే మెంటర్షిప్ చేయాలి. మేము ఒకసారి వి కండక్టెడ్ ట్రైన్ ద ట్రైనర్, అంటే ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఎలాగా టీచ్ చేయాలనే దానికి ఒకసారి ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చాం. కానీ ఈ ట్రైనింగ్లన్నీ కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయకపోతే నో యూస్. we need to ప్రాక్టీస్. ఇదంతా కూడా అంటే తక్కువ శాలరీ అనేది సెకండ్ పార్ట్. ఫస్ట్ వి లైక్ టు టీచ్. ఆ టీచింగ్ లో మనం లైక్ అయినప్పుడు మనం ఎంతవరకు టీచ్ చేస్తున్నాం అనేది కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అంటే ఎందుకు నేను అంటున్నా అంటే మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫ్యాకల్టీ దే ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ లాట్, బట్ యువర్ క్వాలిటీ, యువర్ వే ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్, యువర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్, మీ క్లాస్ రూమ్ మీదే, ఎవరు వచ్చి చెప్పడంలే ఇలాగా చెప్పండి అట్లా, మీ ఓన్ గా మీరు చెప్పే విధానమే ఇది. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే మార్చాలి. Principal is supposed to take the initiative. Management should support the principal initiative. All faculty should go along with it. It is not one man job. It is a team. Everybody should work. All together we can do it. My ISRO etlante maaku kuda team undi. Different departments, different works we do.
Sir, Pallavi stipend, sir. I am in the middle of the engineering learning also, so I need to improve myself.
I am a diploma in ECE student, sir. I am in middle of engineering learning world, so I need to improve myself in this world. Whether I should move to universities or private colleges or move out of state to improve communication skills. Communication skills improve చేసేదానికి మీరు అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ వెళ్ళాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. Don't think that one going out of state that you learn communication skills. Communication skills need practice. Media practice చేసుకోవాలి. The best way is take any English book and then sit. Ante maybe I will take 2 minutes that one how I did. I went to attend the UPSC interview first time. అక్కడ ఉండే ఇంటర్వ్యూ బోర్డులో ఉండే 4-5 మందిలో ఇద్దరు నాకు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఒక ఆయన ఇండియన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ సైన్స్ ప్రొఫెసర్. He was my senior and he did PhD with the same professor. Another professor is from IIT Delhi. మిగతా వాళ్ళు తెలియదు. సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతున్నారు కానీ ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడడానికి ధైర్యం చాలక ఏమి మాట్లాడలేక మళ్ళీ వెనక్కి వచ్చాను. అంటే తిరుపతి నుంచి 36 గంటల సేపు ప్రయాణం చేసి ఢిల్లీకి వెళ్ళేసేసి 10 నిమిషాల పాటు యూపీఎస్సీలో ఇంటర్వ్యూలో కూర్చొని మళ్ళీ లేచి వచ్చి మళ్ళీ 36 గంటలకు ప్రయాణం చేసి బ్యాక్ వచ్చాను. వచ్చిన తర్వాత నాకు అనిపించింది నాకు ఉద్యోగం రాదేమో, అంటే నాకు కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ లేదు, నాకు ఉద్యోగం రాదేమో అనుకున్నాను. నేను రోజు వెళ్ళి మా యూనివర్సిటీలో లైబ్రరీ పక్కన ఒక చెట్టు కింద కూర్చొని చదువుకునేవాడిని. అంటే ఫీల్డ్ స్టడీ అని చెప్పి రెగ్యులర్గా అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి చదివేవాడిని. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి కూర్చొని ఏం చేయాలనో అర్థం కావడం. అంటే మనకు జీవితం అంటే అంధకారం అంటారు చూడండి, అలాగా. అక్కడ కూర్చున్నప్పుడు 3 రోజులు అలాగా రోజు పోయేవాడిని. 4వ రోజు ఏమైందంటే ఒక ఆయన ఎవరో వెనక్కి వచ్చి తట్టాడు. ఎవరబ్బా తట్టారు అట్లా చెప్పి బ్యాక్ చూస్తే లా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లో ఒక ఆయన రీడర్ గా పనిచేసేవాడు. ఆయన నన్ను రెగ్యులర్ గా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసేవాడు. నేను అక్కడ కూర్చోవడము నా పరిస్థితి చూసేసి ఏదో డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉందని చెప్పేసి ఆయన రాత్రిపూట నా దగ్గరకు వచ్చి నన్ను పలకరించి నన్ను తీసుకొని వెళ్ళాడు. రూమ్ తీసుకొని వెళ్ళి మొహం కడుక్కొని గ్లాస్ మంచినీళ్ళు ఇస్తే ఏంటి పరిస్థితి ఎట్లా అంటే నేను ఏడ్ చేశాను. ఆయన ఏమనలేదు. ఒక 10 నిమిషాలు ఏడు ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు కూర్చోబెట్టి ఏంటి నీ పరిస్థితి, నువ్వు ఎందుకు ఇది బాధపడుతున్నావు అని చెప్పాడు. నేను చెప్పాను ఇలా పరిస్థితి అయింది. ఐ గాట్ గుడ్ మార్క్స్ ఇన్ ఎంఎస్సి, ఐ గాట్ గుడ్ మార్క్స్ ఇన్ పిఎస్, ఐ కేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ రూరల్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్, అన్ని కూడా కష్టపడి చదివినాము, మార్కులు ఒకటే కాదు కదా, మిగతాయి కూడా కాదు. ఆ కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ అనేది ఎప్పుడైతే లేకపోయిందో నేను అది మిస్ కావచ్చు. నేను చెప్పాను ఇలా ఉంది పరిస్థితి నాది, నేను ఏం చేయాలంటే. ఆయన ఏం చెప్పాడంటే ఇలాగ మాకు హాస్టల్కి వెళ్ళి హిందూ పేపర్ వచ్చి పొద్దున్నే 5 గంటలకు నేను గ్రౌండ్కి వెళ్ళేవాడిని. అంటే రన్నింగ్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేసేసి 6 గంటలకల్లా రిటర్న్ వచ్చేసేసి 6:30 కల్లా రెడీ అయిపోయేసి 7 గంటలకల్లా కూర్చుంటున్నాను. మాకు 7:30 నుంచి మెస్లో బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ ఇస్తాను. 7 గంటల నుంచి 7:30 వరకు న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదివాను. ఆయన ఏమన్నాడంటే 5 గంటలకు గ్రౌండ్కి వెళ్ళి వచ్చేటప్పుడు 6 గంటలకల్లా న్యూస్ పేపర్ తీసుకొని ఈ రూమ్కి వెళ్ళి మాకు రూమ్ లో అంటే మా బాత్రూమ్ లో పెద్ద మిర్రర్ ఉంది. మిర్రర్ ముందు నిల్చుకొని 10 నిమిషాలు గడగడ చదవమనేవాడు. ఒక నెల రోజులు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఆయన పిలిపించేసి చదవమని చెప్పాడు ఆయన ముందర. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఇంప్రూవ్ అయింది. ఆ తర్వాత ఏంటంటే మిర్రర్ లో చూస్తూ నువ్వు చదువుతూ నీ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయని చెప్పేసి డ్రమటైజ్ చేయమన్నాడు. అలాగా 1 month ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి ఆ తర్వాత రూఫ్ టాప్కి వెళ్ళేసేసి రోజు 10 నిమిషాల పాటు గడగడ మాట్లాడు. 10 నిమిషాలు ఏదో విషయంతో మాట్లాడేవాడు. అంటే తెలుస్తుంది మీరు మాట్లాడే విధానంలో మీరు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు. అది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత పేపర్ చదివేసేసేసి ఒక 10 పదాలు మీకు అర్థం కాని పదాలు ఏదైనా ఉంటే రాసుకొని పేపర్ లైబ్రరీకి వెళ్ళి డిక్షనరీ తీసుకొని వాటి మీనింగ్ రాసుకొని ఆ రోజులో ఆ పదాలన్నీ కూడా ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఎట్లా వాడాడని చెప్పి రాయమని చెప్పారు. 2 నెలలు అలా రాసిన తర్వాత పుస్తకం అన్ని చూసేసేసి బాగానే ఉంది, ఇప్పుడు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలని చెప్పేసి ప్రతిరోజు 10 నిమిషాల పాటు మాట్లాడాలి. ఆయనే చెప్పాడు, ఇదిగో మనకు ఆడిటోరియం బ్యాక్ సైడ్ బొటానికల్ గార్డెన్ ఉంది, అక్కడ అన్ని బెంచెస్ ఉంటాయి, అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడాలి. I did that. After 6 months, I was very confident. I went back once again to UPSC and got the job. I also attended ISRO job. I got ISRO job. I also attended DRDO. I got DRDO jobs. I selected ISRO jobs because that time I had a fellowship from Oregon State University to go abroad and do my postdoc. Unfortunately, I didn't get the visa. I continued to work, but it is fortunate only to work with ISRO. I had an excellent life in ISRO. ISRO having a lot of freedom. You will be allowed to do whatever you like it. If you have an idea, you will be allowed to discuss, open up in the big meeting also. And the directors, deputy directors, group directors, the head of the departments, everybody is sitting, but still you have a freedom to speak. సో ఇది ఎట్లా అంటే మీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేసి కాన్ఫిడెంట్ గా, ఎందుకంటే ఎవరు కూడా మనం కత్తులతో పడవ, ఎందుకు మనం భయపడాలా? చిన్న సింపుల్ సెంటెన్స్ తీసుకొని చదువుకుంటూ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. కాబట్టి మీరు ఓన్లీ కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే కనుక యూ నీడ్ నాట్ గో అవుట్ సైడ్, ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ గో ఫర్ సంథింగ్ మేబీ గుడ్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఆర్ గుడ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ వేర్ యూ కెన్ రియల్లీ డూ. గుడ్ బ్యాడ్ ఈజ్ ఎ రిలేటివ్ టర్మ్. I don't know exactly because I have not seen many things. Yes, somebody has raised it.
Satish, any questions? Last two, already 2 hours is over. Sir, your patience really chala.
No problem. మీ వాళ్ళు మీకు ఏదైనా క్లాసులు ఉన్నాయేమో అని చెప్పేసి I thought of finishing by 1.5 hours. I did that.
No problem. Afternoon. Sir, any Satish?
Anybody?
You can ask. Any Durgam, you can ask. Durgam garu unmute chesanu. Last question.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, Manada. Sir, when I told seminar one topic, then my friend or some comments, then I am afraid. నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు ఏంటి, వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ యు ఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్? మాట్లాడగలరా?
ఈ మెసేజ్
అదే విద్యార్థులందరికీ యూజ్ అయ్యేటట్టుగా, అంటే డైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ కాదు కానీ జస్ట్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ సమ్ సజెషన్ టు ద స్టూడెంట్స్ ఈ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని.
చెప్పండి.
అదే ఇంటర్న్షిప్స్ అన్నారు కదా, ఏఐసిటిఈ ఇట్స్ ఎ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కదా, సో దే ఆర్ ఆఫరింగ్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్స్.
AICTE is a body అండి.
అదే that body has created a platform. AICTE has created a platform where people can apply for internships అండి.
And if you actually look at the things that one, how many people they applied and how many they got, is no data is available.
లేదు ఉంది. ఐఎమ్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ, అంటే నేను కూడా అందులో కొన్ని ఇంటర్న్షిప్స్ పోస్ట్ చేశాను.
ఓకే. యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ AICTE వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే జనరిక్ పూల్ లో పెడతారు. మన ఏపీ స్కిల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కార్పొరేషన్ కానీ లేకపోతే AICTE కానీ UCC కానీ ఈ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఏంటి వాళ్ళు రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ అంతవరకు మాత్రమే పెట్టేసేసి వెళ్ళిపోవడం.
అదే కొంచెం ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవాలి వెబ్సైట్ కొంచెం.
ఇక్కడ షూర్ గా రావడం ఎట్లా అంటే కనుక బెస్ట్ ఈస్ దట్ వన్ గో టు దేర్ వెబ్సైట్. దేర్ ఆర్ మెనీ కంపెనీస్, మేబీ యూ ఐడెంటిఫై ద ఫ్యూ కంపెనీస్. అంటే either you can select the big company or a small company.
అదే
working with a small company, you work with the top management. Working with a big company, you work with a large number of people. So you have advantages, disadvantages, both the big company and small company. My best advice is, if you want to do the things that you want to, please apply directly to the company. They may be happy to receive it. Only thing is, you have to pack your CV with all your results. What are the undergraduate research you have done? What are the qualities you have? What are the IT skills that you have? Everything you have to pack and write a nice cover letter why you are interested particularly. Take the help of your faculty. Maybe take somebody. Maybe I'm also open for helping some of the people. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మీరు ఆ కంపెనీతో వర్క్ చేసిందంటే అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏముంటుందంటే వర్క్ యాజ్ ఇంటర్న్ దే విల్ క్లోజ్లీ వాచ్ యూ ఆఫ్టర్వర్డ్స్ యూ విల్ బికమ్ an employee. Our objective is that when all these skill sets, all these trainings are mainly required to get my job. మీకు జాబ్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు మీకు భయపడాల్సిన అవసరం ఓకే. ఫియర్ అనేది పెద్ద భూతం అండి. ఆ ఫియర్ అనేది ఇప్పుడు వదిలేసేస్తాడు. తెలుగులో అంటారు సిగ్గు శరం అనేది వదిలేసేయాలి. నేను పాతకాలంలో ప్రేమ నగర్ అనే సినిమా చూశాను. దాంట్లో నాగేశ్వరరావు పాడతాడు, నేను నవ్వుతే లోకం ఏడుస్తుంది, లోకం ఏడుస్తే నేను నవ్వుతాను ఎందుకు అనిపిస్తుంది, బాధలన్నీ బాటల్లో నింపేసి అగ్గిపుల్లా గీసేసి డ్రైవ్ టు డెవలప్. ఈ ఫియర్ అనే దాన్ని మీ లోపల నుంచి బయటకు తరిమేసి ఎందుకు భయపడాలి? నేను తప్పు చేయలేదు కదా, ఏం తప్పు చేస్తున్నారు, ఏం ఒక మాట తప్పుగా అంటే తప్పుగా అంటే ఇంకా ఇంగ్లీష్లో కొంచెం తప్పు చేసేస్తే తప్పేమవుతుంది. మనం అంతా ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళం కాదు కదా, వేరే లాంగ్వేజ్ సెకండ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ నేర్చుకుంటాం. కాకపోతే పక్క వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యే విధంగా మాట్లాడడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాం. మొదటిసారి రాకపోవచ్చు, రెండోసారి. ఇప్పుడు చిన్నపిల్లలు ఫస్ట్ ఏమో పొర్లుతారు, తర్వాత మోకాళ్ళ పైన ట్రావెల్ చేస్తారు, ఆ తర్వాత నేర్చుకొని చిన్న చిన్న తప్పుడు అడుగులు వేస్తారు, ఆ తర్వాత నడవడం మొదలు పెడతారు. ఇది కూడా అంతే, ఒకసారిగా రాదు కదా, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ వస్తుంది. ఆల్ విల్ గెట్ ద థింగ్స్.
My 10th class, my English ma'am told, sir, fear is the greatest handicap. Experience is the greatest knowledge. I noted in my diary, sir.
మేమంతా తెలుగు మీడియం అంటే హై స్కూల్లో వెళ్ళి చదివేవాళ్ళు. అది కూడా ఎట్లాంటి పల్లెటూరు 4 కిలోమీటర్లు నడుచుకుంటూ వెళ్ళి హై స్కూల్ చదివేవాళ్ళు. అక్కడికి వెళ్తే కనుక మాకు టీచ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. ఫస్ట్ 6వ తరగతికి వెళ్తే కనుక అడిగారు అనమాట, ఏమయ్యా ఎంతమందికి మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ వచ్చు అట్లా. మేము 4 చేతులు ఎత్తాం, మాకంటే ఏబిసిలు కూడా రావు 6వ తరగతి చేయాలి. 3వ తరగతి వరకు మా ఊర్లో పల్లెల్లో చదువుకునే వాళ్ళం. ఇసుకలో ఏలు పెట్టి రాసుకునేవాళ్ళం. పలకలు కూడా ఉండేవి కాదు. పొద్దునడే వెళ్ళేసేసి కూర్చొని ఇయర్ మార్క్ చేసుకుని దాంట్లో ఏలు పెట్టి రాసుకుని మధ్యాహ్నం వరకు అలా రాసుకొని పంటకాలంలో చేతులు కడుక్కొని ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి ఫోన్ చేసేసి వచ్చాం. 3వ తరగతిలో పంచాయతీ వాళ్ళందరికీ మంచి పలక ఇచ్చారు. ఆ పలకలో ఒక పక్కన బాలవాచకం రాసుకునేవాళ్ళం, ఒక పక్కన అంతా టేబుల్స్ రాసుకునేవాళ్ళం. అంటే ఎక్కాలి, 2వ ఎక్కం నుంచి 20వ ఎక్కం వరకు ఒక పక్కన. అంటే 3వ తరగతి, 4వ తరగతి, 5వ తరగతికి ఒకే పలక. పుస్తకాలు అనేది ఉండేది కాదు, పెన్సిల్ అనేది లేదు, పెన్ అనేది లేదు, ఒక పలకతోనే చదువు. పాస్ అయిపోయేసేసి 6వ తరగతికి వెళ్తే 6వ తరగతిలో మాకు ఆ విధంగా అడిగితే మాకు తెలియదండి. ఆయన అమీర్ భాష అని చెప్పేసి మహాత్మావుడు చనిపోయి ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాడో తెలియదు. మమ్మల్ని నలుగురిని ఆయన సపరేట్ గా పెట్టి చదివించేసేసి 6 నెలల్లో మిగతా వాళ్ళతో ఈక్వల్ గా తయారు చేశారు. అంటే టీచర్లు ఉండే గొప్పతనం.
చెప్తావు
గిరి సార్,
సతీష్, అమలా మ్యామ్, సతీష్, కావ్య శివాని ఎవరు మేడం? థ్యాంక్స్.
కావ్య శివాని. Shivani, are you ready for the vote of thanks?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay.
So lastly, I want to say one thing, sir. Patience అనేది ఇప్పుడు ఇంకల్గేట్ మన పేరెంటింగ్ చెప్తుంది. అది ఎలాగ అసలు ఎలా ఇవ్వాలనేది అర్థం కావట్లేదు సార్. ఏదో టీచర్ గా దాన్ని ఎలా మనం ఇంకల్ చేయొచ్చు, నాకు టెక్నిక్, నా పర్సనల్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
పేషెంట్ అంటే జనరల్ గా ఏంటంటే we do some yoga practices, మెడిటేషన్, ప్రాణాయామ. ప్రాణాయామ అంటే కూర్చొని గాలి పీల్చడము, గాలి వదలడం. ఒక 10 నిమిషాల పాటు ఏమీ ఆలోచన చేయకుండా గాలి పీల్చడము గాలి వదలడం మాత్రమే అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఎంతమంది అలాగ ఉండగలరు? ఒకసారి ఆ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ వస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్. The best is practice your meditation and pranayama every day morning, some 10 to 15 minutes, sitting wherever you want. Just observe the word. Take the breathing, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That helps you that will concentrate.
Okay, over to you, Kavi Shivani. Over to you. Thank you.
Good morning to all. My name is Kavya Shivani Deepala. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this webinar to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to say thank Mr. M. Rajareddy sir, who honored this webinar with his inspirational thoughts. I would like to say thanks our correspondent Sudhakar sir, our principal Rakesh sir, Vijayi Bhava Trust, Bharati Vikram sir, Giri sir, staff members, volunteers, and all the participants. Thank you. Thank you so much, one and all.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much. Sir, Giri Babu.
Okay.
Giridhar Babu. Sorry, Giri Babu.
We'll plan one more session on wonderful topic.
ఇక్కడ ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, did you take any coaching from coaching center or self prepared for ECE ISO examinations? నేను ఈసీఈ కాదండి, నేను ఎంఎస్సి ఫిజిక్స్ డాక్టరేట్ చేశాను. డాక్టరేట్ అయిన తర్వాత మాకు డైరెక్ట్ గా రిక్రూట్మెంట్, దెర్ వాజ్ నో ఎగ్జామినేషన్. When they called for the interview, there are nearly 36 people, they attended the interview. Among 36, I got them. I felt that one I am more suitable for it. That's all. I don't know how other people they did that one. I don't maybe most myself that one I have done extremely well. But I have answered the questions whatever they asked because it was in my same area.
Okay, ma'am. Continue.